Today we're going to talk about Croatian reds from Indigenous varieties. Hello! Welcome back to Exotic Wine Travel. I am your host, Matthew Horkey.
And I'm Shireen Tan.
Welcome back to the show today. Today is exciting because we're going to taste some red wines from Croatian Indigenous varieties. So these wines are all available in the United States, right?
Yep, our friends from the Wine and More are beginning to ship their Croatian wines to the US. So we'll list the states that can purchase the wine in the description box.
Yeah, so just so you guys know ahead of time, this video has not been paid for in any way, shape, or form. These wines were given to us, though, as samples. And we're going to have a discount code available to you at the end of the video. And also, if you do choose to purchase these wines, we do get a small affiliate commission, so take that for what it's worth. Let's get started into the wines, shall we? We're going to taste wines from Dalmatia. And for those of you who don't know, Dalmatia is around the city of Dubrovnik on the Adriatic coast, directly across from Italy. Mm-hmm. And we're going to start off by tasting a Plavac Mali here. So Plavac Mali is the offspring of the original Zinfandel, Crljenak Kaštelanski, which we do have one right here, and Dobričić. And we're going to taste one. We're going to start out first with the Tomić Plavac 2015. Tomić Plavac 2013 was one of the first Croatian wines I ever actually tasted in Bali. You want to say anything about Tomić? Or
Tomić is much more known for being the starter of modern Plavac Mali. So expect cleaner, more elegant, fresher notes for his Plavac Mali. And this is actually one among, like when we first came to Croatia, a lot of our friends, enjoy this as a basic Plavac Mali.
Yeah, this is an entry level wine. He has a Bordeaux fetish. He loves Bordeaux. He's an icon in Croatian wine, so he's really softened. Plavac can be tannic sometimes. It's late ripening, uneven ripening, just like Zinfandel. So sometimes you can have some harsh tannins. This is usually easy drinking. I have not had this vintage yet. So let's get started here. 2015.
And the guy in question, he's actually right here. He has his pictures on the label.
Much better than the 14. But not Plavaci, right?
It's funny, yeah. I wouldn't think that it's Plavac Mali based on the nose.
For me, lots of red cherry, a little bit of soil.
There's a little bit of that bubblegum notes to it.
Yeah,
too.
bubblegum. It doesn't have the perfume and the rose petal that I get from some Plavac Mali. It does not. That's what I'm saying. Just very red fruity. Let's give this a go. Let's see how this is.
I would be intrigued. I imagine myself to be tasting a wine from a grape that I might not really understand or whatever. I'm just putting in a new consumer perspective. I would be intrigued by this nose.
I'm waiting to see what you think when you taste this. It tastes like Plavac on the palate.
It's very nice. Yeah, it has a hay kind of flavor to it, and the tannins are Plavac-like.
Yeah, the tannins are firm. They're not ripping my face off, but they are firm. It's Plavac can be like Nebbiolo. It doesn't have a lot of weight on the body, but the tannins can be aggressive. A lot of strawberry, cherry. I find this very pleasant. It's not overly complex. Very good, safe introduction to the grape, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I'm really happy to revisit this wine again because it's been a while since I last tasted it. I'd appreciate that the tannins are pretty powerful, just like typical Plavac, but it's not heavy in the mouth. And like we mentioned earlier, he's much more modern in style when it comes to the wine. When it comes to Plavac Mali, I don't get any of that raisin flavor in this wine.
Yeah, it's more bright and fresh. This has freshness. Plavac can have a problem with acidity. I think this is not the most complex. It's not the best Plavac I've ever had in the world, but I'm still 3.8, 3.9 on this. I think that it's a very good introduction to Plavac Mali, and it's going to be a crowd pleaser.
I think if you like Nebbiolo, you might enjoy this wine.
Yeah, it's actually... I might be biased because I know it's an entry-level wine, but if you're tasting... I'm really enjoying this. Really. I think for an introduction, to the grape, it's fantastic. Let's.
If anyone tells me this is a basic wine,
Like-
I will be like, you're kidding.
Yeah, it's. I'm very good job, Tomić. I have been critical of some of their wines in the past, so good job. Yeah, let's get started. The next one is this is a winery that even wine geeks don't know because a video about their underwater aged wines just went viral about 6 months ago. This is the Edivo Dingač from 2014. I am also, Dingač is an appellation, Croatia's first appellation on the Pelješac Peninsula. Steep hill, I mean, these vineyards are like 45, 60 degrees, go straight down, tumbling into the Adriatic Sea. They're bush vines, they need ropes to harvest. I've had some beautiful Dingač wines and I've had some awful ones, right?
Yeah, they can be quite overwhelming because of the ripeness.
Shireen keeps telling me we were in a tasting last time, and I was like, I just don't want to taste any Plavac because Plavac Molly can have these really fierce tannins, and she said, no, try the Edivo, and I tried, but I didn't remember it, so I'm excited to revisit this. This has darker color than I don't know if you can see it, a little bit darker color than the Tomić, which is an entry level wine. These wines are aged in oak.
You get the aging color on the wine already.
It's 2014. Now this is much more concentrated, actually more Plavac, right?
Mm-hmm.
I get earth, I get the floral notes, the rose petal, a little bit of perfume. This actually,
a lot of savory herbs, carob, cocoa.
Yeah, chocolate as well. Nose is pretty attractive, actually, right?
Mm-hmm. Much more, quite complex on the nose. Lots of layers to it.
This is like, I really enjoyed this wine for drinkability. This is the Tomić, but the Edivo is definitely a step up. Let's give this a little bit of a go.
The palate is particularly smooth before the tannin hits you on the mid palate.
Now, this is a huge wine. It's 15.5 alcohol. It's round. It's actually pretty... You were right. I can give you credit because I was like, no, I don't want to taste it anymore. It's pretty well-made Dingač. It's good stuff.
I like this wine, but to be honest, I can only drink a glass at a time. Maybe I'll have to take a break after that.
I mean, Plavac can be so huge. Some of them can get port-like in terms of the alcohol levels. This is a big, humongous wine. If you have this, you're going to need a lot of people or big meats to celebrate. I think in terms of complexity, it's obviously better. I think objectively for me, it's like a 4.1, 4.1 compared to this. This maybe I enjoy drinking a little bit more, the whole bottle.
I like that you mentioned port earlier because in fact the flavor of this can remind you a little bit of ruby port. There's a lot of, even a little bit like oxidative in style in a way in the taste.
Yeah, it's got some raisin notes as well, rich. Intriguing wine. This is a wine. This is a kind of wine you bring to impress a lot of, like you go to a tasting, you have a lot of your wine geek friends, you bring something to kind of throw them off base. Very interesting stuff, but pretty nice. Just know that you need people to share it with or you're going to need some big foods because of the tannins, right?
Go well with fatty meat.
Okay, this wine I'm a little bit scared about trying because I was a little bit on it in the past. This is the Matela, Vina Matela Kaštelanski, which is the original Zinfandel, as far as we know, although Montenegro, they claim that Croatia is actually the original Zinfandel. It's also known as Tribidrag, Primitivo in Italy. Very rustic packaging, right?
It kind of goes with the theme though, because not a ton of people knows about Crljenak.
Just so you know, I probably will be harder on this wine because I am critical of Croatia. And Croatia, because of the story, they're trying to plant more Crljenak, Kaštelanski, more Zinfandel, sell it at a higher price because of the packaging. I don't think... I find that funny, especially when you can get excellent Primitivos in Italy and excellent Zinfandels in California for little money. So,
and I have enjoyed this wine once or twice, and other times there's a little bit of bottle variation.
14.5. This actually smells a little bit more natural winey, don't you think?
He uses he uses spontaneous fermentation.
Yeah, yes. It's got it's like kind of got the sour red fruit notes. Anything else that you? To me, it smells a lot like minimal intervention red wine.
I have to say there's a bit of volatile acidity in this one.
There's some
a little bit.
If VA bothers you, make sure you steer clear of this wine. Let's. It's not dark as dense as I remember. It's more red. It's much more red fruity.
This is like natural wine. Actually, I mean, I meant it as a compliment. You can feel the quirkiness in it.
It's rustic and quirky. People that are drinking conventional wine, I'm going to say steer clear of this. If you're a hardcore wine geek that likes the minimal intervention scene, I think this is something that you definitely should seek out in the context of knowing these. Oh, the tannins hit too.
The tannins are sweet. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know I have a lot of wine geek friends that just go crazy about this wine. We drink these sorts of wines too. So in that context, I'm probably about 3.8 out of 5, 3.7, 3.8 out of 5. I think it's good for the story. I think more conventional drinkers are going to be drawn to these two wines. But this is a hardcore wine geek wine, just like the Milan Poship we had in another episode.
And the producer is really well loved over here. I mean, he makes interesting wine and he's an enthusiastic guy.
Yeah, so check it out. This is from mainland Dalmatia. This is from the island of Hvar. This is the Pelješac Peninsula. You can look it up on a map. This is a home, kind of like the spiritual home of Plavac Mali. Anything else you want to talk? You love Plavac Mali. Anything else that you want to talk about with Plavac Mali?
Well, it's just that when you make it in a modern way, it's kind of Nebbiolo-like. That's what I appreciate about it. I love the structure. That's what's the most important, or that's what attracts me to Plavac Mali. And then when you make it in Dingač, you get a little bit more raisin, a fuller body. That's what I like about it. Yeah, I agree with you that this is probably a lighter, easy drinking, everyone's gonna like it wine. This wine is probably for the special occasion when you drink maybe a glass or two, or you share it with your friends. And then this one, I would actually suggest that a natural wine lover, someone who is more geeky about wine, they would be interested in this. Yeah,
so guys, check out the video. I will put the discount code right up there on the screen. And guys, if you like this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Exotic Wine Travel.
I will see you at the next episode.